I have a feeling we need some music. Like we need some music to tackle this. I mean, like I don't know what to play. Like I really don't know what to play. Like should we play some Marvel versus Capcom music? Um, I don't know. Like what should we play, man? I mean, ain't nobody in here right now. I just got started. But what the hell should I play to tackle this let's discuss video? Because this is going to be one of those. Like I ain't even got the hoodie on. Like the hoodie just got blown off. Like this is not hoodie. Like this is beyond hoodie worthy. You know, like I try to have my fun and try to say, oh, okay, I'm gonna tighten the hoodie up as tight as possible. The more serious it is, but the hoodie got tied so tight it just got ripped off. Like this one right here gonna be for the history books. In all honesty, like you guys see the title, but this one right here gonna be for the history books. This one's gonna be for the history books. You know what? I don't know. Let's play some Gin. How about some Gin? Some Gin from Street Fighter Alpha Gold. Let's see how far we get with that. Let's see. Open this up. Let's see how far we get with some Gin. No, that's not good enough. No, that's not the business. That's not the business. No, that's not the business either. We can't do that. We can't do that. This'll work. It'll work. So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the most genuine gaming, food, vlogging channel on YouTube and on Twitch. My name is Azario. Welcome to another Let's Discuss video. We got something to talk about. Let me turn this down. So I don't want this to be more powerful than my voice. Mute that. So, ladies and gentlemen, before I get started, let me ask you something. If I create a website, a live streaming platform, if you will, and in the creation of said live streaming platform, I create a list of do's and don'ts. You can call it the terms and agreements, or the terms of service, or basically, just the agreements to what, if you're going to use said website or whatever, you have to abide to these sets of rules in order to use this website. And these rules are to be adhered to. These rules are not to be broken. All in all, these rules are meant to be respected, and these rules shall be enforced and such. Or at the very least, that's what I thought. That's what I think they should be. Let me sip my Fiji before my throat get parched. Basically, when you create a website and you put a set standard of do's and don'ts in your terms and agreements, or your terms of service, or your terms of usage, because different websites call them different things, but it's basically the standards that are going to be set and that are going to be respected, that if you're going to use this website, you got to follow this protocol so that you can be on this website safely, have fun, and won't get in trouble. and in turn keeps the website themselves out of trouble. You know, and this covers a variety of things, including not calling out any particular person. You know, you don't want to personally attack anybody. Not using any type of copyrighted content outside of the means that the creators intended. And not showing any nudity, basically. Because that's basically considered porn, and a lot of websites will get in trouble for that because that's not what they're bringing attention to their website for. At least so I thought. If you guys see the title, obviously you know what this is referring to. And for the first time, I am actually live streaming for the first and last time, actually, unless need to be done in future videos. I'm live streaming on YouTube and on Twitch using a website, and I am basically making sure that this message gets out there in the proper light, to the best I know how. Now, this has been something that I've been pondering on, talking about for quite some time. I mean, like months on end, months, almost like a full year, because I think about like a year or two ago, this wasn't a problem, or rather an issue. I wouldn't say a problem, but an issue. And forgive me if you hear the buzzing in the background. You guys know, you know, my laptop is kind of old, so it has like the fan buzzes a little bit. So I'm trying to raise money for a laptop. You see right there to get a new one, so we won't have this problem and improve the quality of the streams. But never mind that. But I've been pondering on doing this video on and off because you guys know me. I mean, you can go back to 2006 when I first started. I do not like bringing negativity to this channel, or rather negative energy to the channel, because I feel like at the end of the day, it's just not worth it. But some of you guys have gotten to know me since then. Some of you guys have grown to know me, you know, through Facebook, through Instagram, through, you know, various social networking sites, my videos. Some of you even met me in person. You guys know that I'm what you call the last of a dying breed. And I'm not trying to sound all gangster or whatever it is, but that's exactly what it is. And what I mean by that is I'm a person that follows principle over fame, money, and anything. I value principle because that's basically who I am. You know, like that's the cornerstone of my being. You know, I'm a man of principle. And when certain principles or rules or a certain structure that is put in place gets turned a blind eye to for the sake of favoritism and hypocrisy, and, you know, I feel like something just has to be said. At the very least, I know I did my part to try to make things better. Because if you just sit down and you see something that you don't agree with and you don't speak up and say something about it, silence is acceptance. It's always been that. You know, if you are silent, either you don't know, which, you know, if you don't know, then you don't know. But if you're stupid, meaning that you know and you choose not to do better, then you basically are at fault. Nearly as fault as the people who are committing the act that you don't agree with. So Twitch, you know, has, you know, a set of rules called terms of service, terms and agreements, and things like that. And I've noticed, you know, since I've created my Twitch profile, even long before I even started using it as frequent as I do these days, that within the confines of the terms of service, which you guys see right here, this is public information, so I'm not like exposing any private, information that they don't announce public themselves. It's available for the public to see, so I'm not going to get in trouble for viewing this or showing it off to the world. They put rules in here in order for you to conduct yourself in a manner that they feel is within the confines of their website usage. And, you as an account holder, you who have an account on the website, they expect you to follow these rules so that you don't get in trouble, right? Now, I understand, it's your website. You make the rules, you break the rules. But if the rules that you put in place are to be respected, it's so that everybody can have a fair chance at becoming something through the standards that you have laid before them in the terms of service, right? Because you want everybody to be on an even playing field. At least that's the way this is supposed to go. And that's the way that you're presenting it to people. So when you lay these rules down and you expect for people to respect them as such, these are the rules, these are the laws of the land or laws of the website, and they are to be respected and they are to be followed as such as it is written. Then when you have people who, you want everybody to be able to have a fair chance at becoming something on here. So people won't be able to just break the rules and have a chance through unfair means. So when you have people who not only break the rules, but you have people in the position of power that created the rules in the first place, and they turn a blind eye to the people that break the rules, how then are they expecting everybody else to respect the rules that they laid forward? When these other people just break the rules on purpose, mind you, these are grown folks, and they just get away with it. Just because they may look a certain way, or the person in power who created the website may have like a misogynist intentions, or have some promiscuous intentions, or, basically just, as the title says, playing favorites. How do I then respect the rules that you laid forward? How do I then go out my way and say, you know what? If I do something, it's an even playing field. I understand if I get in trouble because I wasn't supposed to do this. This is the rules that everybody follows. And if I break these rules, then, they have punishments in place. You can get like a temporary ban, or you might even get banned for good off the website. All right, bet. So let's just go down, past all this, because I'm basically trying to get to a point here. Prohibited conduct, right? Number 9, in the terms of service on twitch.tv, it says, by using the Twitch services, you agree not to violate any law, contract, intellectual property, or third-party right to commit a tort or solely responsible for your conduct while on the Twitch services. All right, bet. Hold on one second. I gotta clear my throat. All right. So It goes on to say, one, create, upload, transmit, distribute, so or store any content that is inaccurate, unlawful, infringing, defamatory, obscene, pornographic, keyword, invasive of privacy or publicity rights, harassing, threatening, abusive, inflammatory, otherwise objectionable. Another keyword, pornographic or otherwise objectionable, right? Impersonate any person or entity, falsely claim an affiliation with any person or entity, misrepresent the source, blah, blah, blah. But the part that I'm really trying to get to, number 5, it says defame. Another keyword, where is that? I just seen it a while ago. I just seen what I was looking for a while ago. Turn my brightness down. Where is this thing? I just seen it. Have I gone blind? Let's see. I know this is lame right now, but I just seen this. I don't know why I lost my place. Well, regardless of the fact, the word pornographic is right there, so we'll just deal with that. And I don't want to be taking forever trying to find something that I seen earlier, because I did see it. I don't know. I guess I'm so caught up in what I'm trying to say that I lost my spot. But regardless of the fact, right? They're basically laying out the law of the land, saying that you can't do anything that is deemed pornographic, right? Meaning any sexual acts, any acts that are deemed adult entertainment, for that matter. This could be hardcore porn, softcore porn, well, like whatever the case is. No showing your tits and ass on cam. Keep that in mind. No overly sexually conduct, or whatever the case may be. And so forth. So, again, it goes right back to what I was saying earlier. When you set a certain set of rules, right? And you expect everybody to follow those rules and to respect those rules. You want people to follow them without question, so that you can continue to use the website in kind. Otherwise, right here, number 14, reserves the right without notice or sole discrimination to terminate your license to use Twitch services, including your post-user content, and to block or prevent future access. Basically, you can get a temporary ban, or you could be banned for good. You could be banned permanently. And so forth. Now, some of you guys just started using Twitch like last week. Even though I started using Twitch, I've been aware of their existence, and I had an account with them for quite some time. And I remember Twitch back when it was Justin.tv. I remember when Justin.tv was a thing. And I think it still is. I don't think they're like gone. I want to say Twitch bought them out. I don't really know like the history. Let's actually look that up. Let me see. Yeah, like they got bought out by Twitch. Because it goes right to, yeah, they got bought out by Twitch. I don't know when it happened. I know it happened around like the early 2000s or the earlier 2000s, but basically that's when it happened. And on Justin.tv, I remember back when I was on that website, you had people live streaming video games, not as much because the software for it wasn't as developed, but you had people live streaming dogs and cats on there. I remember because I actually got blocked by one person. I don't know. I was asking them, they were showing off their dogs, not even knowing that they were just doing that because they didn't put anything up. And I just asked them, "Oh, is one of your dogs for sale? Like, are they for sale? Or are you just showing them off?" And they just blocked me. I don't know, being idiots. I guess I don't know. Maybe looking back at it now, maybe they just were being asked that so much that that was just like a reactionary thing. But nevertheless, Justin.tv wasn't really a website that was grown from the passion of the people playing video games. Because I don't like using the word gamer. I think that's too much of a political term, and it includes people that don't really play video games. It just puts them in all of us in like a single bubble. But that's a video for another time. But yeah, people who play video games, basically once Twitch.tv was a thing and people started being aware of it, a lot of people who were live streaming video game content or looking for a place to live stream video game content, they ended up coming to Twitch. So much so to the point, I remember seeing ads and banners and commercials for Twitch cons and things like that. There was basically like a way to develop a community around this singular identity that, we all love playing video games. We want to show off our skills and we want to share those experiences with people. And long story short, that's how Twitch basically became as big as it has today. It was built off the back of people playing video games and live streaming video game content in media and things like that. I mean, you had other people on here doing whatever, but the core of Twitch was video games. It was people playing them, people sharing their experiences, doing tutorials, but video games was the core of this at one point. And I was a part of that, that I wouldn't say a part of the user base, but I was a part of like the viewer base. I wasn't using the website like I am now, but I remember back then that's what it was, and how far have we come to the point where, because when you're live streaming video games, right, you're putting yourself in a certain demographic to where you want to know that you're competing, because everything is competition at the end of the day. And you want to know that when you're live streaming a video game, you're competing with other people who are live streaming video games to see who can create the better content in this environment that was built off the back of gamers. You know, again, I go that word, but you know, I'm gonna just say it for the sake of the video. And come around, I want to say, I don't know how long ago they put certain things on their website, but I know it wasn't on there at first. And I want to say within like the past couple of years, they put a section that basically speaks, it basically speaks hypocrisy. Because again, in the terms and agreements on Twitch, you clearly see them saying, right there in the first one, you know, create, upload, transmit, distribute, you know, you agree that you will and will not, you know, will not, the community guidelines and will not, you agree that by using this website, this streaming service, that you will not do the following. And right here in the very first one, they say, create, upload, transmit, dispute, or store any content that is inaccurate, unlawful, infringing, defamatory, obscene, pornographic, invasive of privacy, public rights, harassing, threatening, abusive, inflammatory, or otherwise objectionable content. Now, these are the people who created the website. They put this up there. You know, I don't know if down the line ownership switched or they got a new manager who just was so desperate to get like a new batch of viewership, but it got so much to the point where I think the people at Switch, they must have forgot their own damn rules. Because I mean, to me, when you lay the ground rules like this, again, just like I said the past couple times, you want these rules to be respected, right? You want these rules to be followed so that everybody has an even playing field. If I'm playing a video game, I'm only competing against other people that's playing video games. So it fucks me up when I'm playing a video game and now the very same rules that you put in your terms of usage, in terms of service, terms and agreements, you actually created a section on your website for the very people that you were trying to keep out of the website in the first place. And for those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, and I'm not going to click on it because I ain't giving none of these fuck girls my shine at all. It's not like I'm famous any damn way, but still, I'm a man of principle, so fuck all that. It's called IRL, or in real life. Now, this is a section that was intended. Let me say that again, intended, because I know everything starts off as being, you know, genuine and, you know, coming from the heart. At least I hope so. As you know, because it's a streaming website. At the end of it went from being a gaming, live stream video gaming website where people can come and live stream video games to, you know, a certain group of people who live stream. They don't play video games, but they still want to, you know, be a part and talk to people and things like that. Cool. They made an in real life section for these people. And this is like my first and my last time, again, live streaming on this, in the event that, you know, I do, you know, bother with making another video like this. But the plan is, this is my last time they're actually live streaming from this this section, because I don't want to be associated with anything that has to do with in real life. Not because I'm not, you know, I'm a part of real life. I know real life from fake, you know, video games and all that, but it's just what they have set, or rather the standard that has become in real life, is a bunch of cam whores, a bunch of what they call tit streamers, girls showing off their ass in booty shorts, and basically doing everything that the, again, terms of service clearly states that if you're using this website, you agree not to do these things. I just had to highlight that part. Because, I mean, it's just, you know, I mean, it's just common sense when you read the, you know, when you read everything. You know, like, it's just common sense. You don't want this stuff on your website. Okay, bet. I'm not going to do anything on that website. But unless you look a certain way, then we're going to turn a blind eye to it because, you know, you're bringing us more attention. You're bringing us more site traffic. You know, damn the rules. Fuck the rules for them. But everybody else, if you do these things, you know, yeah, then you're going to get temporarily banned and so forth. Because I've seen several videos on this myself, and I just couldn't, you know, like I said, I'm not going to call no names out in particular, but it's just the overall package here. And what's so sad is that the people who I'm mad at, it isn't even the girls that are doing this shit on Twitch. Because if the owners are turning a blind eye and the people who are supposed to enforce these rules are turning a blind eye for whatever reason, I don't know, like maybe they're getting a blowjob from these girls I don't know what the fuck's going on. I don't know what's going on. Maybe they're giving them a cut of the money that all these desperate dudes and what's the word I'm looking for? These immature little boys, you know, then when they get their allowance from their parents and they just, you know, hey, oh my God, half her ass is hanging out of her shorts. Ooh, here's $5. You know what I mean? Like shit like that. It's like like I have to compete with that. You know what I mean? And it's just like, it's favoritism at the end of the day because I don't, unfortunately, you know, I don't have tits or anything like that. You know, I actually have to rely on talents like playing video games, you know, and doing things like that, which is what I'm passionate about anyway. But it ruins the integrity of the rules that you set when you say, or when you do things like this. And you expect people not to notice that. You know, because at the end of the day, like, I'm small time. I'm pretty sure you guys seen the counter over there, you know, and I left it up there for a reason. Like, I'm, you know, not big time at all at YouTube. On YouTube, you know, I have somewhat of a little buzz growing, and on Twitch, I'm just now beginning to really get my presence known on here, to where I'm getting like a fairly decent amount of viewers if I'm playing a video game. I still want to know that, you know, I'm competing with people, you know, if somebody else breaks the rules and they're getting away with it, how come when other people break the rules, you know, they can't get away with it? Like, what's the sense of even having the rules for in the beginning? You know what I mean? It's like certain things just mind blow me to the point where it's like, this was built on the back of the gamers, basically. From a certain point after Twitch bought out, you know, I don't know if it was Google or if it was Twitch. I don't know. But when Justin.tv became Twitch.tv, the video game players, you know, us that play video games, you know, like the people that live stream video game tournaments and did video game news media, people who did third-party video game news media, live stream video games from their home and things like that. This website got up to a certain point because it was built off of our backs, people who thought like me. You know what I mean? Not necessarily me, but people who thought like me and, you know, put in that work to get this up to where it is today. You know, those standards had to be held up. And for the sake of whatever, you created a section that just lets cam whores just come on here and just basically take over. Like, it's, as I say it, it's like 40, look, it is like 49,817 viewers watching that bullshit right now. Because that's all they have in that section. That's literally all they have in that section. That's what that section, it may not have been originally made for that, but that's exactly what's happening on there. And like I said, I'm not going to click on it. I'm not going to go there because I don't go there at all. I only went there once just to see what it was, and that's all I seen on there. Just females that have like their, you know, their cameras tilted like that. They have their breasts all squished up like here, you know, cleave all showing out there. I'm flat chested as a motherfucker because I'm not, you know, I'm muscular. You know, first of all, I'm a dude, and, you know, and you know, it's just like what the fuck. If there's going to be a set of rules, everybody should be. I think that's where YouTube excels, is that they don't give a fuck who you are. Pretty much like everybody gets fucked over the same on YouTube, and that's the kind of thing I like about YouTube more so than Twitch. Because if it wasn't for this, it's. I kind of wish I was a guy that could turn a blind eye just to certain shit like this, because I wouldn't feel the way that I'm feeling. But it's like, damn. Like, all the potential viewers I could get, I gotta lose out on that because, or just anybody that's doing video games on YouTube, because there's plenty of guys other than me that I feel like deserve to be in like a better position on here. But, you know, it's one of those things. It's just like, it's clearly showing favoritism. And I've seen videos where people reported these girls, and the girls actually bragged about, you know, getting messages from the people at Twitch. Again, I'm not saying no names as to who, because them fuck girls ain't getting no shine off of my shit. Regardless of how little my platform may be, it'll be a little more than what they have right now if I mention them. But it was a girl, she basically bragged about, you know, being basically above the law, basically. Because the people on Twitch that have the authority to stop this shit, they basically ignore it and say, and actually told the girl that, you know, they just toss out the complaints, like they just toss out the reports. And I'm just like, damn, you put a set of rules in place, or a set of rules were put in place to make sure that, you know, everybody's able to you know, come to this website and be treated fairly, and then you got this favoritism going on for whatever reason. And I just, you know, it's like, it makes it hard to be on a website like this, because on one point, you know, yeah, there's more games than that bullshit, but it's still, the bullshit is there and it's not being addressed. You know what I mean? I want to say that I read something from like a year or so ago that they were trying to tackle the problem, but obviously that's not the case, because it's still here. You know what I mean? And I guess the thing that really makes it such an angry experience for me is that, you know, I was born in like the late 80s. You know, I was born in the late 80s. And I came up during the late 80s all the way through the 90s up until now. You know, I remember a time when, you know, if you played video games, that basically meant that you was a nerd. You know what I mean? And that basically meant that, you know, you was going to get picked on, you was going to get bullied, you was going to get, you know, especially me coming up in New Orleans or just anywhere for that matter. I'm pretty sure people had to go through similar shit. You had to basically fight just because you were playing video games. Just because you were playing video games. Like, you had to get in a fight. Because you had the high school jocks who was over here and they thought they was oh so special because they could throw a football or shoot a basketball, and you're just over here playing like your Pokemon game or your Digimon or your Yu-Gi, you know what I'm saying, or whatever video game you was into. Just the fact that your ass was playing a video game that wasn't a sports game, you got treated a certain way or you got looked at a certain way. You know, I know it was some white dudes that got like swirlies and shit. Me, that didn't happen to me. I'm black. I will, man, look. But, you know, it be like that still. But, like, it's kind of like, a connection there between us, because it's like if you played video games and you came up during that time, you was basically getting picked on, unless you just had a group of people that was just like just there and you didn't get messed with, you know. Then God bless y'all, because y'all didn't have to go through the shit that most of us had to go through. I mean, dude, it was a time. And, you know, you notice that to us, you know, fighting for our respect and, you know, getting the places to like the FGC can actually be created, and having evil tournaments, and, you know, seeing how far it then came all the way up until now. And it's like, damn, you know, the same females who were, you know, turning a blind eye to us, like acting like we didn't exist, all of a sudden they, you know, the same females who, if you told them you was playing a video game, they wouldn't even, you know what I'm saying, bat an eyelash at you. They was too busy sucking the whole fucking football team dry in a fucking high school gym, you know what I mean, getting pregnant, you know what I mean, like shit like that. They were doing that shit. And then all of a sudden, like, we build this shit on our backs, the gamers, the people that they turn the dudes that they turn a blind eye to. And then all of a sudden, like, they just come to the, and just, you know what I mean, just take shit like damn, dude. Like, shit. It is, man. Like, it's, I mean, and at the end of the day, it's like, I'm not really mad at them. I'm not mad at the females that's doing this shit. I'm mad at the people that's supposed to be putting the terms and shit in place, and they're not doing anything, because this is your website at the end of the day. It's your website. You created the rules. You got to enforce those damn rules. And if you don't, how the fuck is anybody supposed to respect them and follow them like you want when you're playing favoritism? Because somebody looks a certain way. And I'm willing to bet the people in Twitch that are actually doing this shit, that are actually turning a blind eye, was those nerds, was possibly some of the damn nerds that girls like that turned a blind eye to. And it's like, oh damn, I'm in a position of power. I see this beautiful girl on there, you know, a girl who would never give me the time of day. Oh, wait, what? All of a sudden she wants my input, you know, and she probably, you know, rubbing her breasts all in the camera, like, oh, you're not gonna get me in trouble, are you? You know, I can't do that, baby. You know what I mean? You know, something like that has to be going on in the higher ups. I mean, damn, dude, because if it's no pornography going on in this one, and motherfuckers are just showing their ass and they're not even playing video games, they're not doing none of that shit. And I understand that section is made for people who aren't necessarily playing video games. They just may want to live stream and just, you know, talk about other things that may not necessarily be video game related. But still, at the end of the fucking day, like that shit, like that's what's dominating that, you know. I'm pretty sure there got to be some other people in that same section that are complaining. Like, it just gotta be. Like, I'm pretty sure I'm not the first person to talk about this. I'm pretty sure I won't be the last. But the thing is, it ruins the integrity of your terms of service, of the rules that are set in place to promote a fair environment, when the people over here have to compete with this shit over here. Because sex is always going to sell. It's always going to sell. It's always going to, you know, be dominant. Because of course you got people in this world that just, they don't have luck with either men or women, you know, and they basically just want something easy. They want something to look at. And unfortunately, you got 49,817 of the motherfuckers on just using Twitch right now. So I'm just like, you know, you could probably give or take a couple 10,000, you know, but still, it's one of them things that's just like, man, like, it's infuriating. But at the same time, you can't really do anything about it. You just got to hope that, you know, maybe somebody else with some sense of integrity is going to put themselves in a position where they can say, okay, I see this going on, and according to the rules, you know, this has to be dealt with. Otherwise, you're going to have other people doing it, and it's just going to be a big mess. You know what I mean? Any wise person will nip the problem in the bud before it becomes a full-grown flower of issues. clearly they're not giving a fuck about this, so it's like, all right. So they can go ahead and they can show tits and ass and all that on their streams. But if I fuck around and have a nip slip, or if my camera just so happen to fall and it lands on my dick, you know, oh shit, I might get banned. I've seen that happen to people. Actually, I've seen that happen to people. So it's just like, whatever. I don't look a certain way. I'm black at the end of the day. I'm a dude. So those rules don't apply to me, you know what I'm saying? Like the rules have to be enforced on me. You know what I'm saying? Like through and through. These females, these fucking sluts, they can get away with any goddamn thing. So that's what it is, man. I'm gonna stay on my video game tip when it comes to Twitch. I don't give a fuck about none of the other shit, but at the same time, bro, like this is some bullshit, bro. This is bullshit. You know, and there's some females I know for a fact, it got to be some females out there that enjoy playing video games. And don't call yourself female gamers and nothing like that. You're a female that just love playing video games. Don't call yourself female gamers. It's a reason for that. But I'm going to get, that's another topic for another video. But nevertheless, it's some females out there that enjoy playing video games, you know, almost as much as the guys do. And they got to sit there and they got to compete with this shit. And so what type of message are you sending to them? You know, because they're not showing the breasts out, you know, they're fully, you know what I mean? They're doing, you know what I'm saying? They're respecting the rules. But when you got other females that's not respecting the rules, like how are they supposed to look at that? It's like, damn, I got to compete because I'm not showing tits and ass, you know, like I'm not going to get the amount of viewers that I need because these fucking people are going over there. You know what I mean? It's just like, it's almost kind of mind-numbing. But you gotta take it for what it is, man. It is what it is. But you know, but that was everything I had to say, man. I know it was kind of long. It was a 47-minute video, but it was informative. It was, you know, it was real at the end of the day. Like I said, I meant to make videos like this like a lot sooner, but you know, I like to ponder and think about whether or not it's the right move to make. And you know, like I feel like this is the right move. I don't know if anything's going to happen as a result of this, but you got to understand that people are watching this shit. And basically, if they're watching certain things happen, you can't be mad at the result of what may happen afterwards. You know, if this is going to be the cause, you know, then this is going to be the effect. I'm just saying, you know, so I'm just saying you need to enforce your own damn rules, Twitch. Come on now. Quit being hypocrites. Quit this favoritism. You know what I'm saying? This is some bullshit. And I'm not just speaking for me. I know I'm speaking for everybody that play video games on your platform. So, come on. Get it together. Until next time, people, this is Azariel, ADS Play 101. This video will be uploaded to YouTube. It's going to be archived on Twitch for however long that it remains on Twitch. But until then, peace, and keep on gaming.